The couple and their 2 children lived in this house on South Roman Street. And it is here at this new community policing substation that the wife of the murder victim tries to ensure. And among its large list of activities, they took time out tonight at the Grand Hyatt to honor their peers. Flowers are continuing to pour in here on the Capitol today for the 2 slain officers that were killed here last week. Adams was sitting at a counter inside when a bartender recognized him from this flyer and called police. There's a homeless person that lives here without any lights or any water. And there are many other properties like this one that are used by drug dealers and drug users. Good afternoon, and happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. I'm Leatrice Dupre, and this is the noon edition of Eyewitness News. We begin this afternoon with news of a murder in the French Quarters. It happened just after 3 this morning in the 700 block of Toulouse Street. Police say the victim, whose name is not being released, is reportedly arguing with his attackers. The victim was beaten in the face. He was taken to Charity Hospital where he died a short time later. Police are asking anyone with information in the case to call Crime Stoppers at 822-1111. This afternoon, the search continues for an Alaska man missing in the Harvey Canal. His family says Rodney Griffith and his 2 brothers-in-laws were trying to swim across the Harvey Canal near the Mississippi River locks around midnight. The 2 brothers made it across okay, but Griffith apparently had trouble. Jefferson Parish Sheriff deputies searched for Griffith all night, but found nothing. We'll have an update on the story this evening. And on the North Shore, St. Tammany deputies are looking into a fatal accident involving a biker. It happened around 2 this morning on the I-10 service road in Slidell. Deputies say 17-year-old James Barrett was riding his bike when he was hit by a car. Charges are not expected to be filed in the case. Well, he looks more like a banker than a bank robber. But this afternoon, a man wanted by the FBI is behind bars, accused of going on a major cross-country spree. Helen Kumari has the story.
As you can see from this security tape, Frank Riley didn't look like the stereotypical bank robber.
Incidentally, places that had been robbed.
Riley was profiled twice on America's Most Wanted television show. Alice Faye, Hollywood film star in the 1930s and 40s, has died. Faye, who was 83, died of cancer. Faye's film works include Sing Baby Sing and Oh Chicago and Tin Pan Alley. Married to band leader Phil Harris, Faye retired from film during the Second World War. And on a sad note on Mother's Day, a mother and her 2 children are dead after fire ripped through their Oklahoma City home. The mother and her 2 children, a 10-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy, died instantly in an early morning blaze. Firefighters are looking at a faulty heater as a possible cause. Well, today is Mother's Day, and Maury Alter has a few last-minute gift ideas. He suggests everything from chocolates to theater tickets to simply telling Mom you are right about everything.
Actually, I don't know what the flowers cost, but...
Well, that's all the news we have for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again at 5:30. Until then, have a wonderful Mother's Day.
It's just a sad situation that, this could happen right here in our capital.
One by one, visitors continue to pay homage to the 2 Capitol Hill police officers killed in the line of duty.
We were just on our way back to home and just wanted to stop by and see it.
Some too young to understand looked on wondering, why all the flowers? Why all the sad faces? Flowers are continuing to pour in here on the Capitol today for the 2 slain officers that were killed here last week. But that wasn't the only show of appreciation. The head of the chief of police also took time out today to say thank you.
We were just very moved by the number of people who came and took the time to walk through and view the officers' remains and pay their respects.
Fellow law enforcement members say they understand the price the officers paid.
I think officers generally have to be very, very careful. It's a difficult world in which we live.
The next difficult step will be to get through John Gibson's funeral services on Thursday and Jacob Chestnut's service on Friday. Leatrice Dupre, reporting for NABJ TV News. A New Orleans man whose body was found in Mississippi was apparently a victim of a deadly love triangle.
Just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it in any way that they found him somewhere dead in a river. It was too dramatic.
A fisherman found Victor Carrier's body floating in the water with a gunshot wound to the back of the head. Friends say Carrier was in Jackson, Mississippi visiting his wife, Ruth Jones. who was there taking care of her grandmother.
I mean, if his wife got sick or did anything, I mean, if she called, he was there. And we would have to say, Victor, you can't just drop everything. There's a certain amount of responsibility, but it was like my wife. I mean, if she needs me, then I'm going.
Authorities had no leads to Carrier's murder until they received a phone call from his wife. Ruth Jones told police she hadn't seen her husband in a couple of days and was wondering if anyone found a body. Police became suspicious and paid a surprise visit to her grandmother's home, and they found blood in the bedroom and in the backyard. Jones was later arrested for her husband's murder. Police also arrested her alleged boyfriend, Martin Weber. And according to friends, Weber and Jones were having an affair, and Carrier found out about it and confronted him. Police believe this may have led to the shooting. The couple and their 2 children lived in this house on South Roman Street. Carrier's landlord didn't want to talk to us on camera, but he said that they appeared to be very happy. He said that Jones seemed to be a caring wife and mother, and he said it was hard for him to believe that she could be involved in something like this. But others paint a very different picture of Jones. Carrier's co-worker said she's calculating and cold. They said she even called her husband's job before his body was identified, pretending to be concerned for his safety.
She said she was expecting Victor back. He left Monday to go to New Orleans. She had not heard from him since, and she didn't know where he would be. And my thoughts were, Victor's on vacation. Victor liked vacation. Why would he come to work early?
Carrier was a Haitian immigrant. His co-worker said he had a promising future. And after attending night school for 9 years, he finally received his college diploma. And then a week later, on his 39th birthday, he was murdered. Leatrice, Dupre, Channel 4, Eyewitness News. A national manhunt for a dangerous fugitive has ended in New Orleans. Sheriff deputies, along with the New Orleans Police Department, have apprehended convicted killer Jesse Adams. Adams escaped from a Florida prison 2 weeks ago while serving 2 consecutive life sentences for murder and armed robbery.
That this person is so dangerous that we had to take, if there was even a possibility that this was the person, we had to take him down to get, since he had no identification. He had no identification on him.
Adams may not have been carrying ID, but he did have a chest full of distinguishing tattoos, and those along with his fingerprints were enough for authorities to make a positive identification. It all started here at Good Friends, a gay bar in the French Quarters. Adams was sitting at a counter inside when a bartender recognized him from this flyer and called police. Editor of Ambush magazine, Sonny Cleveland, is responsible for making and distributing the flyers.
And I went out on my rollerblades and I hit all the bars on the main strip to make sure that they were put on the bar tops and all the bar owners were aware of it.
Cleveland also posted Adams' picture and profile on the Gay American website after the FBI warned local authorities that he may be headed our way.
Just the attractiveness of Mardi Gras coming up and a large transient population coming in to follow that scene. Again, the attraction of a large gay community here in town. We just took a shot and this paid off.
It paid off big. The FBI said since Adams has been on the run, he's responsible for at least 2 carjackings and a kidnapping in Alabama and Mississippi. He's also known to prostitute himself to both men and women for money.
And that's what made him so dangerous on the street. He could have done and would have done, in my opinion, anything to stay ahead of the law.
Local authorities and members of the gay community are grateful that he was captured before anyone in New Orleans became his next victim. Leatrice, Dupre, Channel 4, Eyewitness News. It's opening day for this Little Woods Community Policing Substation, a welcome addition to a neighborhood hit hard by crime, so much that it prompted Linda Zanea to donate this building to the Orleans Levee District in an effort to put a stop to the violence.
They robbed him and they killed him.
Linda's talking about her husband, Omar. He was murdered in front of the family business back in July of '95. Police arrested Isaac Thompson and Theophilus Rayner for the murder. Ironically, the 2 men were from the Zanea's own neighborhood.
He's like family member because they know him when he was a little kid. They used to give him a piece of candy and to help him out or if he's short of money or something.
The gunman took something from Linda that could never be replaced.
I don't know if he died hungry, tired, I don't know what. You know, I didn't even have a chance to say goodbye. And
It was here in front of this convenience store a life was taken away, leaving family members behind to pick up the pieces. And it is here at this new community policing substation that the wife of the murder victim tries to ensure that another family won't have to experience the pain that she and her family suffered.
We want to push those criminals out in the lake, push them out of the neighborhood, get them out of this area, and make this neighborhood, which is a lot of families and a number of homeowners, a much safer neighborhood for these families to raise their children.
New Orleans Levee District Police will man the substation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
One gentleman just this morning told me, he said, "Chief, I'm glad that the station is here. Now I can walk down the street."
A feeling Linda Zanea hopes will spread throughout the community. Leatrice, Dupre, Channel 4, Eyewitness News.